Welcome to Market Like a Hotshot. Are we going to do the hustle tonight this week?
It's episode 49, Hustle Like a Hotshot.
Hustle like a hotshot.
This is going to be a fun one.
That's a cool 70s song, isn't it?
The hustle? I remember
I'm going to stop there because I don't want people like stop listening to us. It was a great episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with the when you used to go to weddings in the 80s, they'd play the hustle, and it's like,
Oh, boy.
Surprised they didn't do it in the Wedding Singer.
And Sally Joe starts doing the dance after a few cocktails. It's kind of funny.
It's definitely interesting. So
we got a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are
Wow. Just generally with Market Like a Hotshot.
Mm-hmm. So we have an announcement that's, actually by the time this airs, you're going to find out a lot of cool stuff. So we've announced who our first guest will be. That's going to be Riyadh Shah from the Metro West Chamber of Commerce.
Riyadh.
So
Woo!
We're thrilled that he'll be our first in 2 episodes away, episode 51.
51, yeah.
We'll have him
I
on
just
there.
can't believe we're at, pretty much next episode's going to be 50.
I know.
That's
Isn't that
pretty much
wild?
a year. It's a year.
Yeah. I mean, we started this last summer, like the beginning of last summer. So we're a little bit ahead of it because we've done more than one in a week. But which brings us to the next thing, which is our live event.
Yes.
Our next live event.
Outdoors, man.
It's going to be outdoors at the Framingham Farmers Market on June 18th. And it's where Jeff is not a fan of this series, but I am. I am excited. As you know, we always do something funny with the names for the live show. So the first one was just Market Like a Hotshot Live, episode 13.
Episode 13.
The second one we did, there was a movie in the 90s called Hotshots, and their sequel was called Part Deux. So ours, of course, was Market Like a Hotshot Live, Part Deux.
Part Deux?
And then for the third one, we kind of took on the Naked Gun.
The Gun's 33 and a half, third, right?
So it was, Naked Gun 2.5, then Naked Gun 33 and a third. So we were 33 and a third. So in honor of Star Wars, Part 4.
Will the fourth be with you?
A New Hope.
A New Hope. That's
so
it.
You've probably seen our teaser video about that, but or our announcement. But we're thrilled. We're excited that we're going to be able to do that. So let's get on to our episode, right? What are we talking about today?
We're talking about hustling, man.
Yeah.
Now, are you a hustler out there? Right. And what's a couple of things we'll go over is what does hustle really mean?
Right.
And why hustle is not scamming, grinding yourself in dust, and being everywhere. Well, I'm everywhere for the sake of it, right? And then, go into how to hustle smart, not sloppy, because people do get sloppy. We all do, right? And then the habits that separate the real high performance from everyone else. So that's where, it's a pretty cool topic. I love this topic.
I'm excited, and it's funny because, like you had said, hustle in business actually has 2 different meanings. The hustle, which is working hard, which is what we're talking about today. But then, hustle is also like scamming and cheating people.
Yeah.
So that's not the hustle we're talking about.
Hey, speaking of hustle, isn't this to our first shout out of the day, Gary?
Gary Shulman.
Gary Shulman, Gary, a.k.a. Jeff Bezos, otherwise known as The Hustle. Hey, Gary, this one's for you.
Gary, every time I see him, he tells me what episode he's up to, and he's like, "Oh, I'm on episode." He wants to listen to them all in order.
Yeah.
So
it's like a book, right? It's like a book.
So great.
Why has hustle gotten a bad reputation?
The fake gurus are the biggest thing. People that tell you, the rise and grind nonsense, the people bragging about burnout. But those fake gurus that are like, you got to work 1 million hours a week. I mean, I know in Suits, there's a scene where Harvey Specter tells Mike Ross, he's like, you want people, he's like, when I first started here, everyone thought I worked 100 hours a week. And that may work in different situations, but that's not what hustle is all about. You get burned out. That's a TV show.
Don't be like TV.
You don't want to be like TV.
And don't be like that dude with the Lamborghini that he probably rented or stole. He probably stole the car, right? And saying, look, this could be you, man. He's got like a couple hot chicks on either arm.
Yeah.
That's not hustle. And you know what city is notorious for the hustle?
Is it Miami?
Miami.
That's what I figured.
You go down there, you see Bugattis, you see Lamborghinis, and granted, they probably couldn't afford them. Maybe some people couldn't afford those cars. But that's the epitome of hustle. That city I love Miami, great city.
Will Smith has a great song about
Yeah, well, and Pitbull is a better song. You hear the Pitbull version of that song.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's not real life right there. And then you said I'm busy. I'm so
busy.
Well, I'm just rocking it, man. I haven't slept in 5 days, hustler. Yeah. Is that really hustling? Is that really hustling?
It's kind of like someone that's like, oh, I've gone so far in life, and they're on a treadmill for 7 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's a scam. So, what's really the hotshot definition of a hustler?
To me, it's been consistent, intentional action towards a goal. That is the first pillar of
consistency. Key.
Yeah. Showing up when others don't. That's a key one.
So that's when you're working on Friday nights when all the lights are out, right?
Yeah, there'll be you and I tonight.
Probably at this rate.
Until 7 o'clock.
At this rate,
on a Friday night.
I remember those Friday nights I used to go to happy hour when I was younger, hanging out at the hot club down in Providence,
nice.
On the water. Oh, I haven't seen that place in, I go there for I have networking events there now, but it's not the Friday night hustle, So
here's one that's all about you, though, is like following through when others don't.
Yeah, following up when others quit. Everyone, we talked about this. I presented today at Framingham State. We talked about that. And, you go to an event and you don't follow up with people. Hustlers really follow up.
Right.
They see things through. You have to see things through. So, and being everywhere that matters, not everywhere, period, right? Yeah. You want to really pick and choose where you go. Hustlers do that. Hustlers don't just show up everywhere. Show up at every networking event. Pick and choose the ones that make sense, that get you to your next steps, right?
Right.
It's not about doing more, it's doing what matters.
Exactly.
And, time management, let's get into that a little bit.
That's a big one. Being wise with your time is incredibly important.
Because you know what? It's a valuable asset that keeps ticking away.
And you never get it back either. Like, that's something every person on this planet has in common, which is we all have the same amount of minutes every day.
I always say this, right? There's 168 hours in a week, right? So you sleep, let's say you do sleep 7 hours a night.
I wish.
Yeah, 50 hours a week. You work 50 hours a week, so that's 100 hours. You eat, spend time with family, that's 20 hours. You exercise, go to the gym, that's another 20 hours. You still got 30 more hours left of the week that you could work on your dream.
Yeah. Or you can doom scroll, which is what I think a lot of people
A lot of people just doom scroll on Facebook or, God forbid, X, which is like the sewer pit of social media sites. So it's that's the thing. Time is so key. You got to use tools and automation to free up your time. That's a big, hustlers do that.
You want to prioritize the more high-impact activities.
Yep.
You want to eliminate distractions. And you want to say no to things that don't move you forward.
Yeah, you don't want to be like that car in the middle of winter trying to go up a hilly street, right? And they're going backwards.
Yeah.
That's a big one, right? So everything's important, nothing is. That's
true.
Essentially the way if you're managing your time that way, that everything you do is important. I know that's a weird.
There's a joke about that where when you're setting priorities and like everything's priority one or everything's high priority, then it's like then nothing's really the priority.
You know what? I used to hate that in corporate America. That was one of the epitomes of corporate America.
Yeah.
Everyone's priority one. So guess what? You have, especially in IT. That's probably why we're not in IT anymore. Yeah. Yeah. It's a priority. What, your printer's broken? That's not a priority. So anyways, so getting them more into follow-up, right? Like a pro. A lot of people miss opportunities. Why?
Because they're not following up.
Yeah, it's key. I mean, and I've seen this in sales a lot. I heard this, it's like, 7 touches before you actually get a sale? What happens? That's 7 follow-ups.
It is. And even when you're interviewing people, getting a thank you note, which is so rare these days, that's an easy way to follow up. Like you were talking about job searching earlier today at your presentation, and it's like, why don't people do something that simple? It's like, when you meet with a client, when you potential client, when you meet with a potential job, a potential employer, why are you not sending a simple thank you out? Like that's the easiest follow-up.
Easiest in the world. I love follow-up. I followed up everybody I met this week. And then, following up, so where deals close. Deals close at follow-up, right?
They do.
So that's what the hustlers really do, because then they build relationships, and things happen, man.
Yeah.
Momentum builds.
They build momentum with that.
Build. So some examples, after events, like we talk about networking events.
Right.
You have a meeting with somebody. Hustlers follow up. They summarize the meeting that they had, and what the next steps are, because it's important to any type of meet and follow up. You want to have next steps to take you to the next level, and then why is it a competitive advantage? Why do you think? And just to hop on this follow up thing.
Well, the bottom line is, like we had said before, most people don't do it.
Yeah, you want to be different. The green person
Green
in the
person
red
in
room.
the red room.
There
How
we
many
go.
times have we said that?
We said that about 5
I
times
think
today.
we each, in both of our presentations this week, we each said that same point.
Hey, you know what? That's why we're buddies here on the Market Like a Hotshot podcast, right?
And we're matching today too.
Yeah, wife's
Same color.
dress us, so we both have blue. We have the AIMC Business Solutions blue on today, right? And professionalism is really key. If you're a hustler, you're not a hustler if you're one of those people that don't follow up with people or just ignore people.
Exactly. So like the young hotshots out there, right? The people that are still in college or even in high school or even recent graduates, right? Following up at your age it will make you stand out in such a good way. It's an easy way to get an advantage over everybody else.
Yeah, without a doubt. So the fortune favors the follow-up.
It does.
And you're going to do the hustle.
And we'll have to get that dance as like an interlude.
That might be one of those Instagram reels. What do you think?
Yeah.
Or TikTok
That'll be
videos.
Jeff and Virginia doing
Virginia's over there by
Virginia's rolling her eyes. She's like, what are these guys signing me up for?
She's like, let's say we'll be doing a TikTok video soon of the hustle, right? So how about being everywhere relevant? So I know that's hard to do because sometimes networking events are a crapshoot. You might go to an event, it's not the best one, or you may go to the best one.
Like we talked about this during my talk, and I think we touched upon it last episode too, episode 48, where you don't need to be on every social media platform. You just want to be on the ones that are relevant. Now, I mean, I'm going to share the same advice because repeating it is worth it.
Yeah.
Is that you want to register so you have consistency and have your name and your presence everywhere in case, like LinkedIn. LinkedIn was just a resume site back when it first came out. And then they took, Facebook took from Twitter the whole status updates, and then LinkedIn added status updates. Because, I would only go in when I was either changing jobs, got promoted. That's when most people I think
there's still a lot of people are doing that.
A lot of people
I mean, there's 2.5 billion people on LinkedIn, but
wow.
like I said, I go through hundreds of profiles a day. And some of these profiles just look like they haven't been touched in years.
Right.
And that's a shame because that's like one of the top sites for hustlers to follow up, right, and interact with people. And then, some smart's presence is being at industry events. What's some of your favorite industry events? I have a few, but
the industry events that I like going to is I like going to workshops that are relevant to what we're doing.
Yeah.
Where the marketing related workshops are really good for me. I enjoy going to those, and it's the type of audience. I mean, granted, the ones I go to are usually ones that I present at, but Venture Cafe is, I think, a relative. Even though it's not particular to one industry.
Which I like, by the way.
Yeah, but I mean, I consider it like the ultimate industry event because it's like every week they focus and narrow down. Like they had the AI week, they had the
Japanese Entrepreneur Week.
Japanese Entrepreneur.
And then there's sake there.
Yeah. Then they had the Korean Entrepreneur Week, which we got to shout out. Our
Victor, K-Pop Lee.
Victor, our buddy.
Will be there.
Yeah.
And so that's good. We talk about local business groups. And then how about strategic partnerships? Partnering with the right people. Hustlers partner with hustlers.
Yeah. I mean, you always say that, and you said it even today too at your talk, which was you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. And if those people are partners that elevate you and lift you up and bring you up to a new level, you're going to benefit tremendously from that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, don't hang out with a bunch of fake hustlers that have Lamborghinis for an hour.
Yeah. They pull up and they rent, they They borrow $2,000 from their dad and rent one for like.
You know, this is another thing I noticed in Miami. Get back to Miami.
Yeah.
I'll see people take like pictures by a Lamborghini or Bugatti, and then do a video. Good thing the owner doesn't come out and see that. What do you think they'll say?
I mean, like, I wouldn't care. Like, as long as they're not touching it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit upset if, like, you know, I came out and someone's like pocketbook or their backpacks on the hood, you know, while they're like,
You know, a scratch on a Bugatti probably would be $10,000 to fix.
It would.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's ridiculous because
Yeah.
I don't know how much those paint jobs cost, but
Yeah. But anyways, you know, why being present and visible matters.
you know, people trust what they see.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they don't see you, they're not going to trust you. I mean, think about going back to the old Zoom days, the Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares days.
You know, how many times were you on? I'm not going to name the networking group. It's not Epic. Epic was good, but there was another networking group they'd go on, and they'd put you in a room with 5 people, and 3 of the 5 of them would be, you know, their screen would be dark, so they wouldn't be on camera, and some of them would never be on camera. But then what happens is sometimes they just go on camera to give their pitch, and then they mute, they close their camera, and it's like, you know, those people are never going to get anywhere. They're just completely wasting their time.
Yeah, because familiarity builds credibility. Because if people get familiar with seeing you.
Right.
Now, it's cool when you're down the street and somebody goes out to me one day and says, "Mark it like a hotshot." I'm not kidding. It was at the gym, actually.
That was really cool.
That's like, wow, because they probably saw our YouTube video or something came up. But you become familiar. Hustlers are familiar faces.
Right, and that, you know, that's why I called Gary the Hustle.
The hustle.
Gary, you know, Gary is an ambassador here at the chamber that's, you know, shares the building with us, and we were at a new member orientation, and, you know, I'm like, Gary is the definition of hustle. He's everywhere. He's at every event, but he also follows up. Like, he doesn't just, you know, exchange business cards. He's like, let's grab coffee. And I see him pulling out his phone and the other person, and they're making, plans to meet up.
He always goes to the good coffee places, too.
He does. He goes to good places, and, you know, he's a genuine good guy, and that's why we call him the Hustle.
He's the hustle, a.k.a. Bezos.
So, Gary, and I'll text him after this.
You got to listen to episode
Listen to 49.
49 is all about you, buddy.
Yeah.
How about, you know, competition? Hustlers don't compete with, real hustlers don't compete with other hustlers. Who do they compete with?
They compete with their old selves.
Exactly.
And that's something we should all strive for, too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us, myself included, get a little obsessed with competition and trying to outdo them. I mean, hey, what's our tagline for JVF? What's our motto?
Outperform.
Connect, engage, outperform. You're the CEO of your online presence.
There you go.
And connecting, engaging and outperforming. You want to outperform your competition, right?
And that's you, right? And that's it. You know, it's not like you're following your competition or trying to mimic them.
But you want to outperform yourself. Like when we send out reports to our clients every month, you know, we show them how they're comparing to themselves. We don't sit there and be like, oh, a similar website. I mean, they want to see how they're improving. They want to see their traffic. They want to see their performance, all of that stuff. That's the stuff they care about.
Yeah, competing with yourself. And then, you know, of course, learning from looking at the data and then improving your habits is really key.
That's really important. The habits are like your foundation for everything you do.
Exactly. And it builds discipline because if you improve your habits on a regular basis, we should all do that, right? You're disciplined and then you're consistent because you're constantly doing it.
So consistency, this podcast is the perfect example of consistency. You and I, no matter if we're traveling, no matter if we're doing whatever, we manage to find time to do this every single week. And
every week. Consistently.
We are consistent with it.
Consistent like a hot shot. I think that might be an episode soon.
It'll be episode 50-something.
So, you know, at the end of the day, kind of summarize, you know, the real hustle is internal. It's inside you.
It is. It's
not everything that people see outside of you and all that. And then how about relationship building? That's another
That's a huge one.
Yes. You know, hustle is not transactional. I just... You know, I've been running my network events for a long time, and I just hate when I see these people I'm going to cut sometimes people walk in, I'm going to get some deals tonight. It's like, it's not transactional. Stop that.
Those some people never learn either. They just continue to do that.
Well, I just wasted my time.
Yeah.
I didn't get.
I didn't get any connections. Well, it's like, the 3 people that I saw you talk to, you said the exact same rehearsed speech that some, I don't want to say idiot coach, but like, I'm not going to go there, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But there's, these coaches a lot of times will tell you to go out there, you need a 30-second pitch that you walk up to every person in a networking event and give. It's like, you're sitting there, hi, I'm Jeff, and I will make you wake up in the morning with a lot of energy if you take my Hotshots.
Hotshot, the awake shot.
I like the awake shots, but
we
call
them
them
Hotshots.
That's
another topic, man.
Yeah.
Awake like a hotshot.
Awake like a hotshot. But
there you go.
That's the thing. It's like so many people don't understand that one basic thing. No one likes being sold to, and if people can see through it, if your only intention is to sell people, like I'll give you an example. A friend of mine told me, she met with a competitor of mine, and she said, you know what the key difference is between the two of you? Is she's like, with you, I felt like I was talking with a friend. With him, I felt like I was going through an interrogation at a police station.
Boy, that's not good, right? So building relationships, making sure the network of people around you trust you is big, because how to build it the right way. We've talked about this in past episodes, adding value. All the time. I talked to a guy last night. I was just giving him some tips and tricks per se to how to navigate he's looking for a new job, and I was just adding value, and he was like very grateful for it, because I wasn't saying, hey, I sell awake shots, I build websites, I give people jobs, whatever, all the stuff I freaking do. But it's like I didn't go into that. That's what your LinkedIn profile's for. Go see me on LinkedIn. You can see what I do. Let's see how I can add value today. And, that's why you're being genuine with somebody, right?
So I want to ask you a question about that, because what you did, the way you describe that is exactly perfect. It's like, let them go look at your LinkedIn profile for all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, I see you often doing that. Well, you'll have your phone out and let's connect on LinkedIn.
Yep. I gotta cool the jets a little bit with that, because sometimes it's like,
I think it's good, because how many times have people looked at your profile and they're like, holy crap, you get 16,000 followers or however many followers you have? And that becomes a topic of conversation, and it's better than you sitting there trying to, not that you ever would, but it's better than you trying to sell them or impress them by talking. They sit there. You get instant credibility because of the size of your network.
Yep. And I drive a Honda Accord, not a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So, and I love celebrating others too. We do that a lot where I work. Is somebody has a good deal, gets a deal closed, we celebrate each other. You got to do that. Hustlers celebrate other hustlers' success all the time. Those are the ones that hustle like a hot shot. Because it's at the end of the day, your network's not your audience, right? It's your ecosystem.
It's true.
It's your sphere of influence of hustlers. How about being fast?
Taking action fast.
Fast. You gotta be fast. All right. Procrastination is the worst word in the dictionary, right?
It is.
Because speed matters. It certainly does today. We're in a fast world, right? So, because opportunities don't wait.
Right.
They don't wait for you. You're not going to sit back and you're like, oh, there comes an opportunity falling on my lap,
So I can give you several examples where people have called and reached out to us, and I've been on a phone call, and they're like, leave me a voicemail. I'll call them back, and they're like, oh, sorry, I already talked to somebody else. That's where you got to move
learned.
Quickly.
You got to learn. You got to move.
You can't sit and wait like a day or two when somebody, they submit a form on your website, they send you an email, they send you a text or a phone call. You don't want to. You expect them to at least give you an hour to get back to them, but you don't want to wait a week and be like, oh, sorry, I just noticed you in my spam inbox.
Yeah, well, fix your email then if that's the case. Because speed matters. Action beats perfection every time. And this is what I like about that is you're gonna screw up, right? Take action, mess up, learn from it, and do it better next time.
Right.
Because responding to a client, a contact us, somebody's trying to contact you, right? And you might have said, "Oh shoot, I should have said something different to that person." All right, but good thing you contacted that person. Now you're in their ecosystem.
Yeah.
And then when you do your follow-up, which you should be doing, we talked about follow-up earlier, you kind of resolve that, right? So I love this one. You can't stare a parked car.
That's a great hotshot angle.
Can you imagine if you have your emergency brake on and you're like, why is my car not moving?
Why? It's like people that say, "Oh yeah, I ran 5 miles today on a treadmill," and it's like, not that the treadmill is bad. I do that too, but it's not. You're not.
All right, you got to do with this treadmill. You get a couple of dumbbell weights and start doing this, right? Start doing some,
Yeah.
I'm telling you got to do some strength training. It's important at our
Definitely.
age. Strength training like a Hotshot. Because, hustling's not a sprint, speaking of running.
Yeah.
I always say it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? It's a rhythm because it builds, consistency always builds trust, momentum, skill, and reputation. And I love the word reputation because you want to be a hustler that's reputable, right? So why is that? What's the hotshot angle in that one?
Well, small actions repeated daily will create unstoppable results. And that's so true. We talked about that in our goal setting episode.
We also have a goal-setting class on Learn Like a Hotshot. If you click Learn on marketlikeahotshot.com, check it out. It's only, $29?
Yeah, it's like $29.
It's like friggin' peanuts. You could spend $29 on a bad drink. I know we don't drink, but and also maybe a bad movie too.
Right, going to a movie, a box of popcorn and a soda is going to cost you more than that.
We want to see, the wife and I want to see Michael, right? Because she asked to go get popcorn and soda. You know how much it was? It was like over $20 for a popcorn and soda. Yuck. And that stuff is nasty.
The popcorn, someone said that it's got more fat in it than like a steak.
Well, you know what? It's just the butter. It's that fake butter they put on it.
Yeah.
So, it's really bad. Speaking of fake butter, what's the dark side of hustling? We talked a little bit about this earlier, but just to summarize.
The biggest one is burnout. That one, and it's a reality. This has been an incredibly crazy week, I think, for a lot of people you and I know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on. We, Metro West Startup Week was happening, and
we had the Taste of Metro
West. And
each of us had presentations.
Presenting. That's why I have this nice shirt on today.
Yeah, both of us. Huh?
And just trying to juggle all the work going on and all that. You get burnt out. My tip for that hustle is hustle at the gym first thing in the morning. Hustle at the gym. That sets the tone for the day.
Yeah.
It does.
Rolling.
And, and there's such thing as no. Don't overcommit to everything. Yeah. This is where you pick and choose what you work on. Real hustlers do that. And mistaken movement for progress is really another one, right? But I love the hot shot angle.
Yeah. This one's one of my favorites, which is to hustle smart, not self-destructive.
Yikes. I know, right? So, wow, this is a lot of stuff we went over today.
We covered a lot, and it's been a pretty quick episode so far.
Quick? Really? What are we talking fast? Do we have we had some vitamin B before this or something?
I think so. I think you gave me one of your turn-ups.
Turn-ups. That's cool, yeah. So just to summarize some tactics, right? So prioritizing what matters most is big.
Yeah, remember, not everything can be high priority.
Yeah. Not those IT days. And then following up, we talked about that relentlessly. That should be like part of your day. Just going back and seeing who do I need to follow up with. And then, picking and choosing where you're showing up, what parties you go to.
Being at places where your target audience is, that's really key.
Yeah. And then, if you go to the right places, you're going to build real relationships.
That's true.
Facts.
I mean, think about like the people that we've met at Venture Cafe. Like, Victor's become a really good friend to both of us.
K-pop,
and he's part of not just part of Hotshot Nation. I mean, he's on a bingo card.
He's on a bingo card. Hey, I heard that song's coming out.
There's an inside joke on that. You'll all probably get it by the time this episode gets released. But yeah, I mean, like Ken, we got to know him throughout his job search. Great guy. Our friend, I always like to let you say his name, our storyteller friend.
Chucky Goldstone.
One day he's going to listen to this. He's going to be like, why does he keep calling me Chucky?
Chucky Goldstone.
If you know Chuck, Chuck's a great guy.
He's a ukulele player.
Really?
I saw it on his Facebook profile.
Oh my goodness! So we got to find some videos of him playing
Playing
and
the
singing.
jamming on the ukulele.
All right. So what are some of the other some other hotshot tactics that
Take
we have?
fast, imperfect action. And that word imperfect was what we talked about earlier.
Well, think about the famous 80-20 rule, right?
Yeah.
You know, get 80% there because the last 20% is going to take you.
Probably longer.
Yeah.
You always do the hardest things first. Hustlers always like to do the hardest things first in the morning.
Frog, Brian Tracy, right?
Yep, eat that frog. Do the hard. That's why I like the gym in the morning, because then I come back, I'm fired up. I do like the hardest things in the morning all the time. Jeff Bezos actually said that. The real Jeff Bezos. Somebody asked him that question. He's like, I have my hardest meetings before 12 o'clock, and that's a key. Hustlers do that.
I do that with my.
He's definitely a hustler, right?
Yeah, he's definitely.
Gee, he only was like, what was he like? It's still, I think he's dropped though. He's not like the third or fourth richest in the world. He's dropped off. I mean, Elon Musk is almost a trillionaire.
I know.
He's worth $800 billion.
That's insane.
You think he hustles?
Just a little with all those companies.
And guess what? Guess what? He has the same 168 hours a week that you and I do.
He does.
So that's a big thing. What showing picking and choosing who you're working with, being consistent, outworking your old self. Not everybody else. I don't think Elon thinks he competes with anybody. Does anyone compete with Elon Musk?
It's very hard to.
Probably not. He's an entrepreneur. He's a hustler. Who's the big other hustler guy? Grant Cardone. He's the other one, right?
Yeah.
But he's a little bit too much, though.
He is. I tried listening to one of his audiobooks, and I couldn't get past like the first 20 minutes.
He got kicked out of Boston in general.
Really?
He never comes to Boston to speak.
Huh.
Because I went to the presentation he did. It was like an all-day event. He was going off about, here's a little controversy here. He was talking about, it's like having sex with your wife on the airplane. He started going off like this, where people are like, do you realize you're in Boston, Massachusetts, dude? This is not something to say up. We're very intelligent up here.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not gonna get inspired by that. So that's like the wrong type of hustle. I'm sorry if he hears this, whatever. But it's like
the problem is that there was a famous saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity, and there's been people that have proven that to be incorrect.
Yeah.
Because I don't get it. I see it a lot in what's used to be personal development. I don't know what they call it now, but
yeah. 10x it.
Anyway.
So, but anyways, all right, man. Let's come in for a landing at our airport here in Framingham, Massachusetts, the beautiful Metro West. It's actually getting to be a little spring-like now, finally. There's actually leaves on the trees. I noticed that up there.
And they're green.
They're green, not brown. Wow, it's about time. Now, pretty soon we'll be, like we talked about earlier in the episode, we'll be on the Common here in Framingham for the Force Be With You.
Yeah.
Right? Live episode number 4.
A New Hope.
June 18th. So look for that very soon. And we have some other exciting things. I heard rumors, but we're not going to say anything about it today. Is there going to be a Market Like a Hotshot Roadshow in our future?
We will be hitting a lot of different venues. We're really excited about
this. We're hitting the road, right? We get the van in the parking lot, right? Get the band in place.
I mean, our original plan was that we wanted to do the live shows once a quarter, but we had such a good showing at Kaipi, and Virginia was a huge part of that. She's with us today, but Reagan and the rest of the team.
Where's Reagan?
Reagan is up.
She's taking exams.
No, she's tied up with the other conference that's going on today. But
cool.
I mean, having the team together, having us do that, and what touched me the most about the live event was how many people came up to me afterwards and thanked me for inviting them to our event.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should be thanking you for coming. And
I know, right?
No,
Take your time out of your busy day to come.
They love being part of our Hotshot Nation. They love being part of a community, and that's what we're here to build with this. A community that's focused on learning. Yeah. So
good stuff. So like, share, follow, repost. Check us out. We're on Spotify. I say this every week. Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, YouTube. On YouTube's our channels, AMC Biz Solutions, JVF Solutions. We have playlists on YouTube that you can play all 48 episodes, right?
And you can see them all also via
on
YouTube.
Spotify.
Where the videos are on Spotify, but you can go to marketlikeahotshot.com and you can view the YouTube videos there. And you'll start seeing some of our social media showing up on there as well. We're adding blog posts. We're adding events. So
That's like the center of the Hotshot universe is marketlikeahotshot.com. So definitely check that out. And man, next one after this is the big 50.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll look forward to
The
that.
last
So
one in our
we
40s.
will keep you in suspense on what the topic is. But this is 49, episode 49, Market Like a Hotshot, Hustle Like a Hotshot. And I'm going to leave this and we can shut this off. I'm going to do the dance. Ready? Do the hustle. Have a good day.